Best crypto to buy now. Top picks for 2026. In previous cycles, the best opportunities did not come when the market was excited, but when the fear was still high, the chart was bad, and most investors gave up. Solana was around $8.70 before rising more than 34 times. Ethereum was around $1,200. Bitcoin was strongly suspected of being in the $17,000 region, and now the market is on the rise. There are remarkable signals. If you're looking for the best crypto to buy now for 2026, look at the cash flow before looking at the price. The entire crypto market is still around over $2.2 trillion. Bitcoin dominance is around 54%. Stablecoins still hold over $300 billion in purchasing power waiting for opportunities. And spot Bitcoin ETFs alone have recorded over $50 billion net inflow, which shows that big money has not left the market. They are just being more selective. So when the money flow starts to rotate from Bitcoin to altcoins, which will be the top altcoins 2026 with the strongest narrative, the biggest explosive potential, and deserve to be on the list of best crypto to buy now, those are the names Crypto Radar will analyze in today's video. Crypto Radar. Before talking about which is the best crypto to buy now, the most important thing is not to pick a coin right away, but to understand what the market is signaling. Because in crypto, a good coin can still plummet if you buy in the wrong period, but an average position in the right period can generate huge profits when cash flows return. And the first signal to look at this point is Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is almost always the leading asset for the entire crypto market. When Bitcoin bottoms out, stabilizes and starts to recover, it is usually time for investors to start looking for opportunities in Ethereum, Solana, and then spread to smaller altcoins. One of the most notable signals is that the production cost zone of Bitcoin is around $60,000. And over the past 8 years or so, the price of Bitcoin has only been below this production cost zone for a very short period of time, usually only about 2 to 3 weeks, and that has only happened on rare occasions. In other words, when Bitcoin falls close to or touches this zone, the market is often no longer in a state of euphoria, but has entered a zone of intense stress, fear, and sell-off. This is not a sure signal that a bottom has appeared, but it does indicate that risks and rewards are starting to become much more attractive than they were when the market was still high. The second signal is the connection between crypto and technology stocks. Crypto does not move in separate gaps. It is greatly influenced by institutional liquidity, risk appetite, and cash flow. When technology stocks start to rally strongly, especially those that are highly correlated with Bitcoin, it is often a sign that the market is slowly returning to a risk-on state. Simply put, when investors are willing to buy back growth assets like technology, they also tend to return to crypto. This is why it is not enough to look at the Bitcoin chart alone. It is also important to look at the broader liquidity landscape. Another point worth noting is that the market has experienced numerous large liquidations and capitulation. There have been many times when leveraged traders have been swept out of the market, while the spot market has also recorded large realized losses over the years. This means that a lot of people have sold in panic, accepted losses, and left the market. When the majority of sellers have sold, the downward pressure often begins to weaken. That is why even when negative macro news such as geopolitical tensions or oil prices rise sharply, crypto coins still do not fall as deeply as before. This may be a sign that the market has absorbed most of the fear. The most important signal at the moment is not a one-day green candle, nor a short-term positive news. The important signal is a combination of many factors. Bitcoin hits the cost of production zone, tech stocks start to recover, major sell-offs have taken place, and altcoins start to show signs of bottoming against Bitcoin. When all these signals appear at the same time, the market may be entering a zone where the risk remains, but the potential reward has become much more attractive. And before exploring the next important thing, you can also check out the video Stellar XLM Price prediction. 90% holders don't know this. An analysis of XLM, the oldest coin, but still many signals that the majority of holders may be missing in the 2026 cycle. The first group to look out for are blue-chip altcoins like Ethereum, Solana, XRP, Cardano, and Chainlink. These are projects that have been around for many cycles, have large communities, are highly recognizable, and are often first remembered by investors when the crypto market heats up again. Ethereum is still the largest ecosystem, where a lot of DeFi, NFT, Layer 2, and tokenization applications are built. Despite the limitations of speed or transaction fees, ETH is like the backbone of the altcoin market, and when large cash flows return, Ethereum is often one of the safer destinations than small altcoins. Solana brings another narrative: speed, low cost, meme coins, NFT, DeFi, and especially trend AI agents. In the previous cycle, Solana was once highly suspected, but later became one of the most impressive recovery stories in the market. The appeal of Solana lies in the fact that this ecosystem is capable of generating waves of speculation very quickly. As the market moves from fear to greed, trends like meme coins or AI often need a fast, cheap, and community-driven blockchain, and that's why Solana remains one of the top altcoins to watch for in 2026. Besides, XRP, Cardano, and Chainlink also have their own advantages. XRP has a loyal community and a story related to traditional payments and finance. Cardano is still considered by many investors as a long-standing blockchain with a strong academic and community orientation. Chainlink is in a more special position as it is not just a regular blockchain but an oracle infrastructure connecting real-life data to smart contracts. If the trend of tokenization, DeFi, and real assets on the blockchain continues to grow, Chainlink still has a reason to be noticed in the next cycle. When it comes to the largest narrative of traditional finance in crypto, the RWA cannot be ignored, and the most recognizable representative in this group is Ondo Finance. According to RWA.xyz, the total value of distributed RWAs is currently around $26.7 billion, while tokenized US Treasuries alone is around $14.8 billion. This is still a very small number compared to the US Treasury bond market worth tens of trillions of dollars, but it is this disparity that creates a long-term growth story. Ondo is notable for not only talking about RWA but having real products. RWA.xyz noted that the Ondo platform has about 3.62 billion US dollars distributed asset value, more than 167,000 holders, and about 2.21 billion US dollars monthly transfer volume. Another group with a very strong narrative is decentralized exchanges, especially the perpetual futures segment. In the crypto market, users always need to trade spot, margin, and perps. This is why Hyperliquid has become one of the most notable names of this cycle. Next is Render, which represents narrative AI compute and decentralized GPU. Unlike many AI coins that just affix the word AI to the brand, Render has measurable network activity. The Render Foundation's official dashboard notes that the total number of rendered frames exceeds 76 million. The total number of nodes since launch is approximately 5,600, and the BME mechanism shows that each epoch will burn render based on the amount of work rendered. In conclusion, in the top list of crypto coins 2026, it is possible to divide the market into two clear groups. Blue chip groups such as Ethereum, Solana, XRP, Cardano, and Chainlink are suitable for investors who want to go after projects that already have a history, large community, and relatively higher security. But if the goal is to find names with stronger narratives, larger growth margins, and the ability to generate surprises in the 2026 cycle, then it is worth looking deeper into the trends that are getting the most attention: RWA, PERP, DEX, and AI compute. That's why, in the next part, Crypto radar will not spread too many coins, but only focus on the 3 best altcoins to buy now with explosive potential. Everyone is watching. After looking through the major narrative of the market, the more important question is, if you select only the 3 altcoins with the most explosive potential for the 2026 cycle, the top altcoins to buy now, what are the names worth including in the portfolio? With Crypto Radar, the 3 most prominent names right now are Ondo Finance, Hyperliquid, and Render, not because they are inevitably going to raise prices, but because each project is right on a major trend: RWA, Perp, DEX, and AI compute. The first name is Ondo Finance. Ondo's narrative is clear, putting traditional financial assets, especially US government bonds and yield products, on the blockchain. This is one of the easiest areas to attract institutional cash flow, as the RWA not only caters to crypto investors, but also directly involves banks, hedge funds, stable coins, liquidity, and real-world assets. Ondo's strength is that the project already has real usage figures. According to DeFi Llama, Ondo Finance also has about $3.5 billion TVL and annualized fees of more than $56 million. This shows that Ondo is not only an RWA trend-eating token, but one of the platforms that already has real assets, real users, and real on-chain cash flow. If RWA becomes one of the main narratives of 2026, Ondo may be one of the first names mentioned. The second name is Hyperliquid. If Ondo represents real assets, then Hyperliquid represents a need that never goes away in crypto trading. Whether the market goes up or down, traders still need spot, margin, and especially perpetual futures. This is why Perp DEX has become one of the most visible revenue segments in DeFi. According to DeFi Llama, Hyperliquid has about $5.84 billion in TVL, over $10.3 billion in open interest, over $210 billion in Perp volume in 30 days. Notably, the protocol recorded annualized revenue of around $828 million and annualized fees of over $1 billion. This is what sets Hyperliquid apart from many other altcoins. Its narrative is directly tied to trading volume and actual revenue. Hype's explosive potential lies in the ability of Perp DEX to take more market share from centralized exchanges. If the market enters a period of high volatility, the volume of derivatives often increases very quickly, and platforms with good trading experience can benefit greatly. The third name is Render. While many AI coins rely solely on marketing stories, Render is more narrative, providing a decentralized GPU infrastructure for rendering, graphics, 3D, AI, and creative workloads. This is a very noticeable trend, as global GPU demand is growing along with AI, gaming, movies, 3D modeling, and digital content. This dashboard also tracks Render's burn and mint equilibrium model, which links network usage and tokenomics. This is an important point, as it helps Render have a better real-world usage story than many AI projects with only a roadmap but no clear activity. However, this is not investment advice. It is not a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold any coin. The cryptocurrency market is highly risky. Prices can fluctuate sharply, and even projects with good narratives can plummet if the overall market worsens or expectations are overvalued. This content is only intended to provide an analytical perspective and reference information. Before making any financial decisions, you should do your own research, assess your risk appetite, and take responsibility for your decisions. And now, at the end of the video, I am going to summarize the most watched coins by narrative group, from blue chip altcoins to projects with stronger growth potential, and come up with a more rational market observation strategy for 2026. The opportunity in the 2026 cycle lies not in buying every altcoin that is in deep decline, but in choosing the right group of coins that are able to survive, recover, and guide the wave when the cash flow returns. Bitcoin remains the first signal to watch, because when Bitcoin stabilizes and regains strength, the money will usually flow to Ethereum, Solana, and blue-chip altcoins first. Then, if the market sentiment shifts from fear to greed, strong narrative altcoins like Render with AI and DePIN, Hyperliquid with DEX and Buyback, Sui with Layer 1, Teo with AI, Pump.Fun with meme coin infrastructure, or Aerodrome with base ecosystem could become more notable groups. But the most important strategy is not FOMO, not all in too early, and always wondering, does this project have a real community? Does it have revenue? Does it have an ecosystem? And is there a strong enough reason for cash flow to come back in 2026? If the answer is yes, those are the cryptocurrencies worth watching. If a project is only going deep, but there are no products, no users, and no development resources, then it may not be an opportunity, it's just a cheap trap. So during this period, the logical strategy is to watch Bitcoin first, prioritize strong altcoins that have a clear narrative, split capital piecemeal, manage risk, and only increase their share when the market confirms the trend. This is not financial advice, but if the new cycle is indeed taking shape, early prepared, selective, and patient investors could be the biggest beneficiaries as the crypto market enters its next phase. In conclusion, the 2026 cycle may no longer be a period where every altcoin gains the same. Cash flow will be more selective, and projects with strong narratives, real metrics, real users, or real revenue will have a greater advantage. In today's video, Crypto Radar analyzed the top coins, the best crypto investments, from blue chips like Ethereum, Solana, Chainlink, to stronger growth narratives like Ondo Finance, Hyperliquid, and Render. If you find this video useful, click like to support Crypto Radar, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so as not to miss the next analysis of the 2026 crypto market. And if you want to get a deeper understanding of Ethereum, whether ETH has run out or is preparing for one of the strongest rallies of the new cycle, watch the video that was posted on the channel. See you in the next video of Crypto Radar.